selecting objects out of you want to select certain objects out of a thing. Thank you. Where the order doesn't matter. Okay. And a really easy example when you're talking about order doesn't matter is when you're dealing in cards. And what's that? When you're dealing cards, it doesn't matter which card you get first. All right? It doesn't, because it's just the cards. So when you start looking at combinations, oops, sorry. Combination, don't write all this out, but we're looking at here today, it's when you're talking about versus a permutation, when you had how many ways can you arrange the top 3 finishers out of 12 for our skiers? Yeah, that was a good one. The order obviously mattered when you're talking about finishers. Now, the order doesn't matter when you're dealing cards, because you're still going to get 5. If you're playing poker, you're going to get 5 cards. Whether you get a 3 first or a 7 or whatever, that doesn't matter because you're still going to get 5 cards. So the easiest thing to talk about with combinations is to talk about them in terms of cards. And what I've learned throughout the course of the past few years is that not everybody understands a deck of cards, and that's okay. If you haven't played with a deck of cards, you haven't done anything since Go Fish, or 52 card pickup. Or what is the other one? Old Maid. That one. Crazy 8. War. Poker, blackjack. Stuff like. What's that? Yes, kids corner. And there's a lot of. Yes, Monopoly is a very strong game with a deck of cards.
Well, you use your opponent. Yeah.
Were you hanging out with diesel cubes again? Ooh, the good stuff. All right, so combinations. The way that combinations work is that it's not the NPR, it's the NCR. So permutations are when order mattered. Combinations are when they don't. So when I said yesterday that little lighthearted joke about your combination locks, it should be technically a permutation lock because the order matters in the combination. True, but you had to put them in, but you had to spin it one direction, spin another direction, spin another direction. So the order does matter the way you reach that. Okay. So what happens here is you get this. If you think about a deck of cards, if you want to deal 5 cards from a deck, what we need to understand here is how many cards are in a deck. We know that. How many cards are in the deck? 52. We don't play with jokers, so we have there are 52 cards. They don't mean anything.
So, maybe they should be on 2. I don't know.
You stop joking with me.
No, stop.
You can't be kidding me right now.
Anyway, so you've got your 52 cards. You want to know how many ways can you be dealt 5 cards. So what that would look like is 52! What? It never gets old. It is. It's super exciting. Divided by 52 minus 5 factorial and a 5 factorial.
I love factorial.
We're going to talk about crap. Weren't you glad you came into my room?
No, I dropped my
All right, complete the card. What is it? What is it?
That 152 shots. Hey.
It is the ace of spades! It is the ace of spades!
What?
He got it right!
married. Is it an unshuffled deck like
I just
brand
shuffled
new?
it. No, I shuffled.
You did shuffle it.
I shuffled.
Is this a setup?
No,
Big setup.
no, I swear to you. I literally was looking at it. I went, I had it in my pocket. I flipped it over. I said, "Pick a card. What's the card?" He went, "It's the spades."
Do it again. No, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna 100% clairvoyance right now.
Great.
That was amazing.
I am. That was great. That doesn't happen ever.
Ghostbusters, where he's trying to get people to read cards and he keeps telling this gal that she's clairvoyant even though she gets them all wrong.
Yes.
Got
And he kept, and the other guy was getting it right. He kept zapping him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That definitely doesn't pass like the 2018 hashtag #MeToo scrutiny.
No, it doesn't.
No, Ghostbusters is no longer.
Of course.
Womp womp.
Anyway, so again, there's a button on your calculator. It's right by the NPR. Or you can sit there and just do this one by hand. Remember, this winds up being 52 factorial over 47 factorial and a 5 factorial. Which means as you write that out, the numerator can stop at 48. Okay? Because the 47 would cancel everything out. So your numerator would be 52, 51, 50, 49, 48 over 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now this, bless you, if I do it this way, I can go 5 goes to a 10 here. This then goes to a 5. 7, 4 and 3 is 7, which means 7 goes into 48 8 times. No. 7 doesn't go in.
25.
It was 4 times 3 would be 12, so math is hard. Or you press a bunch of buttons on your calculator and it tells you how many different combinations you have of 5 cards. Yep, exactly. No. I was just showing off. What is it? 2 million? Very low. 2598960. Sawyer, what's the card on top? Wrong. Ah, don't let it, don't let it. Oh. What's the card?
It's the past.
Walthouse got it. Yeah, right away. It's pretty awesome.
We should do this time, Sawyer.
All right, Sawyer, you get your pass if you guess this card. There's no jokers. There's no jokers. Come on now. It's red, but you're wrong. You're really giving him a little credit, though. So, what I want to look at here with cards is that we look at, when you're talking about poker hands, and this is generally what we look at with this stuff, we're talking about, we're talking about cards that you can get when you're playing poker. There are 2,598,960 different possible hands you can get. DJ, put away your phone. And what happens is we want to know, we start counting how many of them have 3 of one kind, 2 of another. Things like that. So what we're looking at is we need to know suits, what numbers are there. And for those of you guys that know this is great, that's fine. But for those of you guys that don't remember a lot of this is going to be, or remember a lot, this is good to know what's what in the deck of cards, because I'm not going to give you like a cheat sheet on cards. All right. So we're okay that there's 52 cards, right? All right. What are the suits? Clubs. All right. So we have clubs. Club. What else? Now, clubs and spades are all black, right? Hearts and diamonds are. Okay. So then we got a spade.
That's too wide. That's just a fish.
These have points.
You literally have cards that you can look at.
There you go. That is the other one. It looks like kind of like a swordfish
I think it's dead on. That's pretty good.
And then we have diamonds.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No.
Diamond. I'll give you 6 cards.
The real red is a little bit off. I've always used this different shade. Now, in each suit, how many cards are in each suit? 13, good. There are 13 cards within each suit. There are 13 cards in each suit. The number cards start at what? And they go through 10. So the numbers would be 2 through 10, and then you have what are called face cards. Your face cards are just the jack, queen, and the king. The ace is not a face card. Right, and then the last one then is just the ace. Okay. So when you're looking at some of the words that they'll use how many different hands will have 4 of one kind, or how many different hands will have two pair, things like that. How many hands could you get? I don't know if we're going to get into craziness, but like your royal flush. You guys know what a royal flush is? All right. How about this? Do you know what a flush is? Okay. Now, this will probably be good to understand some of the lingo. A flush very important. I'm not teaching you how to gamble, I'm teaching what they are. Difference. We haven't got to gambling yet. We're not there. So, a flush is all the same suit. A straight is numerical order. So numerical order, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, as long as they are in order, that's how that works. Okay. Now the straight beats a flush, I think. No, people are shaking their head no. So a flush beats a straight? Okay. So a flush beats a straight, but the best hand you can get is the royal flush.
Yes, it's very important.
The royal flush is jack through ace of the same suit. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. 10. I forgot the 10. Yeah, sorry. It's been a while since I played cards. Okay. So that gets you the royal flush. Now, when you think about it, how many different royal flushes are there? There's only 4 of them. So when you look at the idea of the you guys remember we haven't talked probability, but you know how probability is the desirable outcome divided by total possible. So if you think about the probability of getting a royal flush is 4 out of that, what, 2,598,960? So basically what you're saying is there's a chance. So if you're ever dealt a royal flush, you bet every single dime you have.
No.
Well, yeah, you try not to jump up and down like crazy, say, woo, oh, woo. That's, like Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck. So, let's see if we can get a royal flush here. Did you get a royal flush?
No.
I didn't either.
Yeah, you can try.
All right, so do you want to try and get a royal flush? How many do you want?
I don't know how this game works.
Whatever. You can discard up to 3.
Okay.
So I will take. But I did wind up with 2 pairs, so I win. Well, I don't know. What do you have?
Am I showing you?
Sure.
Everything? It got worse.
You were 1 off.
I know. Close.
You're very close. Poker. Anyway, so the idea here is we start to figure out what you can get. How many of these hands have all 5 cards the same suit? So when you start going through it, this is where combinations start to get a little bit weird. How many hands are all 5 cards of the same suit? Well, when you're looking at that, what you have to make the decision is pick a suit. How many suits are there? 4. Does it matter which one you choose? No, so you have to start with that 4. 4, choose 1. Okay. Now, once you've chosen that suit, how many cards are within that suit? How many of those cards do you need? 5. So what happens here is that you start to work with probabilities, or I don't say probability, but you're counting how many possible hands you can get. And a lot of times when you have to pick a suit and then of that card, you have to do a multiply in between. Okay. So when you look at it, you get 4C1 times 13C5. And what do we get? There are 5,000, what was it? 5,148 different possible hands that you can be dealt that you get all 5 cards of the same suit, which would be the flush, right? That's the flush. So 5,000 out of 2.5 million.
That's pretty good. I'll take this. It's better than 4.
Yeah, you're right. And that's why you start really looking at it. Okay, so if I really did just get royal flush, I'm going to sit there and try to, like you said, use your poker face without trying to go. Or sit there and say, hey, can I put a credit card out and get an advance? You know, because that would be bad. Yeah, I'd like some more chips, please. Can I have more, please? I don't think they're gonna like that at the table. I'd steer clear of that. Get it? Because the cows and the steers. No, you're getting.
No, not that. I want to play cards. Not like.
Oh, all right. Well, hold on. Yes, sir. How many suits are there? And you want to choose one of them. Okay. Now that works whether it's you're picking diamonds or hearts or clubs or whatever. Okay. So, what's that?
The test is actually a game of poker and you have to boot.
What's it?
Two hands.
You dealt that?
Yeah.
Nice. Did you stack that?
No?
Oh, very nice.
I got two.
So 3 of one kind, 2 of a different kind. How many different hands are there that can get? Do you guys know what 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind is? What's that called? It's full house. Very good. Full house.
Yeah.
Yeah. A full house. A full house is 3 of one kind, 2 of another. If you have 3 5s and 2 3s, we'd say 5 over 3s. And whenever you say, whatever one you have 3 of, like 3 queens and 2 jacks, you'd have queens over jacks. Full house, queens over jacks, or queens over 4s, whatever that means. That's the lingo of that. Okay. Full house, 3 of one, 2 of another. So what we want to do is figure out how many different hands are there that you can be dealt to get basically what's called a full house. So first thing you have to do is we're talking about of a kind. How many different kinds of cards are there? 13. There's 13 different cards. It's not worrying about suits or anything here, but there's 13 different cards. So there's 13 cards. Choose one of them. Okay. Now that I've chosen one of the cards, how many of that number or face card or whatever are there? 4 of them. How many do I want? 3. There are 4 of that kind. I want 3 of them. So far, so good? See where I'm going with that? Now, that's how I get 3 of a kind. And then I need to get how many other kinds are there, notwithstanding this one? 12. Of that, I need to pick 1. It can get complicated pretty quick, can't it? Of that kind, how many cards are there? And how many do I need? Oh, I need 2 on this one. Remember what I'm doing here. I picked a card. I wanted 3 out of 4. I picked a different card. And I wanted 2 out of 4. That's what all of that means. And this is the language behind some of this stuff is what takes a couple of minutes to understand what you're looking at. When you're talking about a kind, you're talking about what is it? 5. No. Right. Stop it. Yes, you are. Stop it. Very good. And as you know, you can get poop on a license plate. Did you guys know that? You can get poopy. We figured that out. You can get poopy on a license plate. I thought it was pretty funny. I saw. I know that they said that they were going to stop making different styles.
Yeah.
So, because there's so many different styles right now, they don't want to keep filling the market with all the different ones. That's what they said a few years ago. So right now, what's out there is what's out there until they realize that other people will spend money on other stupid things.
And they could charge a lot more for the super things. So.
Usually what happens.
I don't think it was just full lock on. Hey man, I got the right suit, so I get some points there.
Oh.
I just stopped for a second. I mean, I didn't do that.
That's fine.
All I want you guys to do tonight is try to cards.
Playing cards.
No.
My mom and I play
So on 7/12.
only got 10 words. And they're all face down. And then place them. Keeps going
Now, these guys are cards, and then these guys are different. I want you to try those other three that are different. We didn't talk about it, but I think you can figure it out. Okay. Try those through. We'll keep doing cards. We'll go over the card stuff again tomorrow, and we'll we'll get into the last half of this. Might just barely touch on Pascal's triangle tomorrow. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're here. Yeah, go ahead. There's this one, and then I used, did you used the old geometry textbook last year, didn't you? You need that one too? All right, I've got that one.
It's in the wrong order.
I mean, I didn't like this very popular. Give me a second. I got the textbook and I got to post this PDF file before Carter gets too busy. Wait,
This is bureaucratic.
I just like one sentence, enter another sentence, and copy and paste.
I'll go grab one from one of the other classes. I know they're.
I'm still having to take the My God, I don't know. If I take a fat L on this guy, I'm not dropping down to a B test. I freaking took he hasn't put in the grade for mine. It was so I'm learning. I feel like well, I mean, this is what I love. I went putting over my grades right before the finals, so I was studying for that was like easy, right? Except I lost all my stuff. Like I lost an $80 bill, and I lost my notebook. I lost so much. Like I found my thing, and I got really good. And then right before the final. I lose my entire math with all my notes, and I'm just so like.
That's your hand. Those are the wrong cards.
Yeah, so I took a fat all on the Spanish test. I don't know how you fail Spanish from this game, but I just did. Always have to go on the test right now.
No, she teaches three this year.
I was the lowest score.
It's like 95.
I still have 88% of the class, but
Good, do your five.
I don't know if I'm going to
We can
do
do
this
this.
for Slater. He's gonna,
It's a newer Algebra 1 text.
it's gonna be used for Slater.
You guys did it.
And I was gonna ask this for number.
I gotta put this back. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think so. Oh, because I'm gonna see the beginning of the year. It's like, it was like, I just walked up to the bookstore and I walked away. It's a nice program. Nice young we got very last year I had like a B plus and C on the freaking
And then that's why it takes a while to get the link up.
so yeah, I can't keep once the heat is over, I don't want to have my brain goes out right away. Oh my.
Well, it's comparing their grade.
Can you show us all of the
Feels weird. I feel lighted. Yeah, I was wearing a blender and 8 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when I realized I was messing something up.
Every time I out another deck. No, they don't.
Alright, just pull up the BS. I'm good at BS, okay? Whenever we played that and party day, and like when Paul went to get a drink of water, I just put half my cards onto his deck and didn't notice. So I made it so I was down to like 3 cards. And then when he was left with the
I can't hear you through the door. What does it say? Okay. How many ways can you get 4 aces? One. Only one way you can get all 4 aces is you get all 4 aces. How many other cards are there then? What's 1 times 48?
I know what I'm doing.
See what I'm saying? A lot easier. Sometimes it's a lot easier if you just think your way through it. think? What do you think?
Base cards are not.
How many are there?
Well, I know we're
One team, there's 12 total. So if you want to get five, you have to, it's only 12 to choose from. So it's only 12.
Yeah, liver is a pretty nice one. Liver farming humans, that's the
Does that make sense? I was weird, not used to clicking on the tree, so. Speaking of cards, what do you think?
You can have my liver.
I know, right? I know. Oh, speaking of, I've been recording all this time.